Okay, so here I am with the red and sweet watermelon update. As I just finished eating this watermelon here that I bought on the roadside. And I also just finished pollinating a red and sweet watermelon flower. So this was the only one that was open today, but I transferred this flower to this petal about 10 minutes ago, and then I finished off my watermelon slice. And now you can see the flower, the male flower that I transferred over to this female flower. You can see that thing is just full of pollen, so the sweet ants are now climbing up to that flower there, and they're also traveling back down to the female flower. Let's see if we can see the female flower top. I can't really see it too well because the petals on this flower are also helping to block the sunlight, which is creating a very comfortable environment for these sweet ants, apparently. And it's also protecting that pollen viability. It's gonna help keep that pollen viable much longer by keeping that sunlight off of it. So a few things going on there just by putting that flower in there. And then you can see this male flower behind the female flower on the same vine. You can see some sweet ants in there also, and they'll travel over to this flower over here. Now the flower that I transferred on top of this female, that came from another vine to prevent inbreeding or to reduce the effects of inbreeding. Oh, another female flower. Well, guess I gotta reuse this flower here with all the sweet ants on it, because that was the only, well, no, it was two of them. It was this one with the sweet ants on here. We'll start off with this one. So I'm gonna just quickly start pollinating because I didn't know this was here. It's still early in the day, so no rush. It's about 10 or 11 o'clock right now. I'm gonna just sit this on there and let that pollen, I believe sitting it against that flower lets the pollen rub against the female flower, and also whatever parts of the female flower that the male flower isn't touching, the sweet ants will probably help transfer the pollen to those parts. I'll just grab a loose flower from back here just so we can have some more pollen for these ants to decide from. This is a flower that was basically halfway open just now. It was pinched between the leaves so the petals couldn't open fully, which means this has the most valuable pollen, although it is on the same vine. I'm just gonna slide that under this flower here. So one flower is from a different vine, the other one is from the same vine, and that's perfect. And then in about 5 minutes or so, I'll also come and take this flower and I'll go transfer that one to the other female flower. Just want to give those ants some time. Well, let's see where the vines are actually coming from. So one vine is in this 6-inch container right here. You can see some leaf miner damage going on there. Nothing to worry about if you see leaf miners on your watermelon vines. I always see that, but I never had any real issues with them. You can see right here I've been mulching heavily, but this is a 6-inch container. And you can see also this dirt that's surrounding this container. I surrounded the container with that so I can keep the sunlight off the container and help keep moisture in that soil. But I mulched the top of the container real heavily. And you can see some new leaders starting to come out. But yeah, that one's planted right there, and this is running right here. And then it has a couple of vines. Wow, this one has 2 female flowers. Well, I got some work to do. I guess you have to see things from a different angle. to get the full view. So here's another female flower on that same vine. And you can see the female bulb. Let's see what I want to do. All right, so this one here should be pollinated. So I'm going to reuse this flower here, and I'm going to pollinate this female flower. It's a couple of feet away from it. Okay, so I'm going to hurry up and transfer that without losing any ants. And transfer successful. And I'm just going to start spinning this around on there, get some pollen. And it's also dropping the ants a little bit onto the flower. All right, and I'll let them do their thing for a little bit. This flower right here, I'm gonna just take a flower from this vine. Since this is a different vine, I'm gonna take a flower from this vine, and I'm gonna rest it on top of this female here. So that's to keep the pollen. That's to keep the pollination going. And then I think that's good for right now. So that's 3 female flowers I just pollinated from 2 vines this morning. And then here's another one that I pollinated maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. That one seems to be very slow growing. And then I want to show y'all the fruit set that I have right now. They seem to be slow growing when they're first starting out, and then they start picking up the pace once they gain a little bit of size. Here's another one. This one has a little bit more size to it. I don't want to move it too much. I don't want to damage anything. There's another one. And then here's the largest one. I kind of ripped the netting a little bit to give that melon some space to expand outwards, so it doesn't become too compressed inside the netting. Red and sweet, I believe it's supposed to grow up to about 40 pounds or so. So this still has some time left. You can just see how large it is compared to my hand now. And this fruit set is, I can't remember how old it is. It's maybe about a couple weeks to 3 weeks old. So it probably has about 3 weeks of growth at the minimal, maybe more. So that's what I got going on right now, y'all. It's red and sweet. I don't want to keep y'all too long. There's not really much to show. So see y'all in the next one.